Simply put, the challenge for us in this department is to find ways to safely subdue individuals who are resisting the lawful orders and efforts of our police officers without causing serious injury to them and while exposing the officers to the least amount of risk. The challenge was to look also at a number of different alternatives, some that were simply ideas that had no feet, and some that actually were products that were produced and had some possibilities. And so as the first screen on the wall behind me, you see the names of the various alternative less lethal weapon systems that we reviewed, and I'll just kind of give you a brief overview. I don't want to take a tremendous amount of time with presentation, as I'm certainly you want to be heard. So I'll just kind of give you a real quick. Pepper Ball Technology is a pepper spray filled balls delivery system. The Pixon JPX is a handheld pepper spray delivery system. The FN Herstal Group, FN 303, is a combination of an impact and chemical agent projection system. The Advanced Weapons Technology Super Talon is a handheld projector of a Kevlar nylon mesh net, originally designed for animal control officers to humanely capture animals. The company presents possible at subduing subject individuals. And then on the right you have your two electronic control weapon companies, Taser Electronics and Taser International, hence the more abundant or more prevalent company, Taser. That's why the nickname Taser, but they're actually electronic control weapons. What I want to do is kind of jump right into some trends in terms of use of force. All right. The California Highway Patrol has probably some of the best data relative to weapons usage in the country. They began looking at their electronic control weapons in 2007 when it was deployed. One of the things that I think you want to look at, and you'll see immediately jumps off the page at you, as the use of the controlled electronic weapons, initially in 2007 with a small group of officers having this weapon system, you had 88. Come to 2010, you had 404. Now, for me, and I think interesting, there's a correlation between that figure and the use of deadly force. In 2007, you had 27 incidents of the use of deadly force, and in 2010, you had 13. That's a 51% reduction in the use of deadly force, in line with the deployment of this technology. And in total, you had a 7.5% reduction overall. And I think it's also important to point out that the California Highway Patrol is an organization of some 6,000 sworn members, and they provide law enforcement services throughout the state of California, and they provide local policing services to unincorporated cities in the country, in the state as well. Looking back at the officer injuries, if you look at the bottom statewide total, 2007 they had 200 officers who were injured. 2010 that number was reduced to 84. Also, as you look at the individuals who were contacted by California Highway Patrol officers, you see a reduction in injuries in that category as well. 2007 overall, you had 633 individuals who were injured. 2010, 497, a 21% reduction. Deadly force, once again, is highlighted from 11 to 9, as well as other areas such as personal weapons, and that's basically the officer's hands, the use of their bodies in order to subdue combatants or resistant individuals, from 321 to 121. And as the chief pointed out, we've actually been the beneficiary of countless studies that have influenced our policy. We reviewed some 20 different policies throughout the country. We reviewed PERF, which is the Police Executive Research Forum, their guidelines twice, and we've seen, based upon what's taken place elsewhere, what we need to do. We've been having this discussion on Taser since 2004 when Chief Heather Fawn brought this issue up. Subsequently to her, Chief George Gascon and then Acting Chief go down. And in all three instances, their proposal was to provide the entire department with this weapon system. In line with what others have learned, we are presenting that we provide this weapon system to a small cadre of officers who are best trained and least apt to use this weapon system based upon the incredible training that they're receiving that's been done in collaboration with the mental health board and about a dozen other entities that are involved in the current crisis intervention team training. So we have significant influences in that regard, and as the chief pointed out, we're looking each potential deployment of this weapon system would be looked at very seriously. We have some packets with the proposed policy. We've also had that posted online. So at this point, I think we want to answer any questions.
Thank you, Commissioners.